Well, good morning. This is Byron Bradford. We're going to talk about um, the SecDef, Secretary of Defense, nearing a decision about taking sexual assault cases out of the chain of command. I don't see what there is to think of, what there is to really talk about. Since he was a four-star general in the United States Army, he didn't do much to help stop sexual assault. He didn't implement any policies to help change it. So obviously, them commanders that were maybe second lieutenants or captains back when he was in, they're still in now. And this culture that he was in, and I was in that culture, but however, I was on the side of, I was a SARC, a sexual assault response coordinator. I got to see the damage that this does to units. And I seen a lot of leadership. I was fortunate to have great leadership when I got into this particular, in this arena. It's not a pretty arena, and not many people want to do it. However, I was selected to do this job, and I did the best of my ability. However, at the same time, I seen that people like Mr. Lloyd, SecDef himself, Lloyd Austin, Mr. Politician now, did not do anything to help better the cause for females in the military that had these challenging issues, whether they had officers wouldn't even come forward because they were afraid of their career being tarnished. They couldn't even come forward. So the fact that this gentleman now, our SecDef, Mr. Lloyd Austin, has an opportunity to say, you know what, he put a board together, a panel, and he's nearing a decision to take this away from his chain of command. And this thing right here, the decision is years in the making. I'm going to read this directly from the article I got from Early Bird News Army. I think it's Military Time, Army Times. The decision is years in the making in some respects, but only months for Austin. Months. The guy was in the military for 40 years. For 40 years, this has been happening to women since they've been since the 70s. So the fact we talking about, he been knowing about sexual assault in the military for 40 some years, and he didn't do nothing as a commanding officer, any other leadership as a field grade officer he held. So no, he doesn't get a pass. And the fact he tried to play this off like he just found out about this, they just opened across his desk as a crock of crab. I think I made this for kids, so I got to watch my language. But it's a crock of crab, and he's hiding behind. Now he want to hide behind Obama SecDef. He's not going to do nothing. If y'all wait for Mr. Lloyd Austin to make a decision, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, he's not going to make a decision. He's afraid to make a decision. All Mr. Lloyd Austin's good for is taking orders. That's what he is right now. He's good for taking orders, and it burns me because as a leader, as a person that was leading, these are the kind of individual I come in contact with. I had some very good leaders, but I just to look at what he could have done on his watch as a 4-star, 3-star, 2-star general, he did not do anything, but he made sure he made his stars and those beneath him who were ahead of him that was writing his ticket, and beneath him made sure they wrote their ticket. They all got their pass, but these women in our society and these daughters and these mothers and these aunts who continuously try to go serve our country are being murdered. And there was a young lady, good night, I just got that paper yesterday from USA Today, a 21-year-old MP, I think Alaska, was harassed and sexually assaulted. Now she committed suicide, so they said something to that effect. I have to go find that article again. But again, this stuff, even after Vanessa Guillen at Fort Hood, this is still an issue. I don't know what there's to think about, Mr. SecDef. After you watch the thing, what happened to Vanessa Guillen and how the command tried to cover up all that stuff, and now we have another young lady, someone's daughter, someone's sister, a female in our society murdered again because some jackwagons can keep them hands to themselves. They're gonna act like animals. We have to be strong with this. We can't be weak with it. And by him having to put together a panel, 90-day commission to review, there's nothing to review, guy. The review, go look at what happened at Fort Hood. Go look at what's happening in our military. There's nothing to review. The review is done. You need to make a freaking decision or get off the pot. But again, all you're good for is taking orders, and that's what you're good for. So go take some orders somewhere because you're not doing nothing to serve the country to the best of your ability. At some point, you have to pull your pants up and say, you know what? I'm going to do this because I know it's the right thing to do. You shouldn't have to be told the right thing to do by a panel or commission that convened for 90 days to come back and tell you what happened. We know what happened. All you have to do is go to the ladies, get out of your chair, go walk down, go to these bases and visit with these women, go visit with these soldiers, male and female soldiers, because it's happened to both of them. It's happening to both of them. So get out of your chair, fly down there to Fort Hood, go to Fort Bliss, go to Fort Carson, Colorado. It's obviously happening at all of these bases. We just had a Sergeant Major, 31 years of service, convicted of doing things like so. The problem is very systemic, and until guys like Mr. Lloyd Austin gets off his butt and go get out of that seat and go down there and visit with these soldiers that's got their lives on the line for him, maybe he can get a better understanding. Since he didn't do it as a 4-star general, maybe he has an opportunity to correct himself as the SecDef of our country. Now, SecDef, Secretary of Defense of our country. And I hope he sees this message, and I hope he takes me up on that. Then I'll go with him if he need me to, because we need real leadership, not people just sitting in chairs making news conferences. No, we need to get out of the chairs and walk down like Abraham Lincoln, go walk amongst the soldiers and find out what's the true vibe of what's going on and how we're going to fix it. And start fixing it. And it's going to be some heads need to start rolling and getting out of the way and give people a chance to make a living without worrying about being harassed at work. That is pathetic. And we need to get in front of it, start getting behind it, start being proactive and not reactive. That's all I got to say on that note. I'm passionate about this because this is ridiculous. Another lady lost her life trying to serve her country because people want to act like animals, basically. It's unfortunate. They want to act like, I can't think of any other word. I wish I had another word, but that's when it comes to mind, and I'm going to say how I feel. All right. Thank you for tuning in again. Let's fix this area. Let's fix this area of our armed forces. Let's put our congressmen, let's put our elected officials, let's put them to task. Let's put them to work. Okay. Let's stop bickering back and forth. What are they doing to make your community better? Again, thank you for your time. Byron Bradford, tune in. I'll talk to you later. I didn't even go into that shit.